So this is going to be kind of a deep subject, but it's very real and we all experience it. And for me, it's something that I've been really concentrating on in detail to see what I can discover on my own. And mostly it's the discovering from my experience where there is a truth that I can then share with you, and then you can bounce back and share your experiences, because I'm sure some of your experiences with dreaming are super intense and you'll have a lot to share. But the part that the part of dreaming that I'm really concentrating on for this conversation is very specifically the subconscious and the sense of automatic dreaming. So, and I'm going to also say I consider lucid dreaming also automatic, because from what I know, you may be able to control what you're doing, but you're not completely in control. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say not, but it seems to me other details of your surroundings and how things play out in lucid dreaming are still, there's an automatic unknown that is still there. You know, it's not like if I'm sitting in my room, you know, I'm awake and I can go like, okay, I'm going to, you know, put my phone here, turn on my phone, da da da. You know, that's the control. I'm aware of this room. I'm aware of what's around me, right? It seems like I'm aware more than I am when I'm dreaming, but there may not be. That may not be true. So, truth is going to be in the realm of the unknown, for sure. So basically, we're going to consider all of dreaming as an automatic happening when you're asleep. And it's all can also be called the subconscious. So what I mean by automatic is there is a creative control going on, whatever, if it's outside my body, inside my body, in my brain, whatever, right? It's creating a story, a plot, pictures, vivid emotions, everything. Like, I don't write it out before I go to bed and then I dream it. I think, again, with lucid dreaming, people have the ability to semi-control it, but yet that is not fully the truth. It's not fully 100% like you are. I mean, why would you want to dream what you experience in life, right? Because, I mean, it's almost like dreaming is an escape, even that it may not always be. Well, a lot of the time it's very strange or, you know, metaphoric. So stick with me here because it is pretty deep. Okay, so there is a absolute automatic feature to dreaming that you are not, your waking self is not in control of. You don't know if you are going to dream. You don't know what you're going to dream. So there's a creativeness to that. that is a creative, it's a creative part of us, right? Because it's creating something. It doesn't mean if you like it or not, or if it's scary or happy. Most likely dreams are a reflection of fears, a reflection of, um, it could be a lot of things related to sexual fears, all kinds of things, right? Or sexual realities. It may not be um, what you think is normal, could be there's a lot of violence, stuff like that. No, I'm not talking about in my dreams only, you know. Like, for instance, one of my most recent dreams, I was with a bunch of other musicians and people, and we were converting a school. It was like an old abandoned school, or it was a church. We were converting it into a place to have shows and to live. So it was like something that had kind of happened before in Tacoma. There was like the old schoolhouse that Jim May had. A little bit after the Community World Theater, Jim May had, he started renting this old schoolhouse downtown Tacoma, and it had all these practice rooms in the basement, and he lived upstairs, and Kelly, another friend, Mickelson, lived upstairs, if I remember right, and kind of like, rent, and they had shows there. So in a sense, it was like I'm dreaming something that is way in my past, and it's something that's a really great idea, and it's something that could happen again, and it's involved in my current awaking reality, right? But I didn't write that before I went to sleep. Okay, so this is where it gets intense, because why is my waking reality, does it seem like I don't have as much control? Or how should I say? So in my waking reality, I have just as much creative control. That's what I believe. I believe that the automatic creative abilities, intuitive abilities, are just as strong when you're awake. But we have been conditioned since the day we're born, and in societies, okay, conditioning means, taught how to live, how to act, how to be, what to do, what to believe, right? But you don't believe anything. Believe only what you consider as truth, not anything anybody else tells you is truth. So all of this creates our intuitive waking reality, or non-intuitive. Unfortunately, with the cell phone being the most powerful distraction, it is an addiction. There's no doubt about it. It's actually been proven to be created around being addictive. People want you scrolling. They want you going to places. It's advertising. There you go. Now, I personally very rarely monetize anything. The only time that I'll monetize anything is if I upload something on my other computer now, on the other computer. The monetize button, in fact, I'm going to do everything I can to not monetize anything anymore. Honestly, I think that that's a problem. I don't care, right? Anyway, that's one of the big problems that will lead you away from your clear intuitive life when you're awake. So we have your fully intuitive automatic, creative dream state that is very, you don't know what you're gonna get. And you know, and I know it can be fucking totally scary and weird and not make sense, but it's important to write that stuff down, because I'll find that if I do write it down, as weird as it was, or as much as I'm like, oh, I don't care about that, man, you write it down or look at it, you'll be surprised. Like, it'll make more sense. It'll make sense relating to your life, because it's always metaphoric. Always metaphoric. So I think that as much as you can decondition yourself, and I think that regarding the phone, okay, what I was saying about the phone doesn't have to be, okay, everything that I said. You can use it for educational. I use it for educational purposes. I think it's very, very powerful for that. You know, it's a powerful device at your fingertips that can tell you something on a dime, and it's now storing thousands of years of history, up until the point of where you could upload anything, before that. So it's documented like an encyclopedia. So you can also look up, again, you know, there's the factor of truth and belief, you know, and what you think those are. You know, we have to look at something that's, you know, that's a whole nother video. Very, very fragile, of course. So the more that you can be intuitive in your waking reality, all right, the more you can live, intuitively and in the moment, without giving into, you know, your desires for wants, okay? Again, this is like, there's a lot of videos involved here, but I think that we should be living just like our dream state. We should be living that momentarily, intuitive in the moment. That's the natural state. That's why when we're asleep, that's like the you know, there's names for it. We won't go there either, because it's another long video. But I think you know the all-encompassing consciousness, okay? The all-encompassing consciousness. My subconscious is a part of that, okay? And that holds no bounds. That is where real intense learning, education, infinite education. Anyway, we are to experience in life, waking life, as much of that as possible. And doing anything you can to put yourself in the moment. There's meditations, of course, that are very good to help you realize your momentary, being of oneness, where you are, okay, and what you're living in, and the environment, and anyway, yeah. So this is a good start. I hope you can follow me. I know there may be some language barriers, and if I could explain this in another language, I would, too, to be able to share it. Again, So yeah, the subconscious, your dreaming state, is an automatic, creative, intuitive, um, revealing, um, a a state that is basically revealing to you that to me there's a mystery solved. There's a mystery solved to me, that my waking life should be that creatively intuitive and momentarily um, fantastic, because I mean, that's the unknown of waking life. Look at everything with extreme just detail, of course, the word is not the thing, you know. You very, very good example is the light bulb. You know, you've grown up hearing the word light bulb and looking at that. Take away the word and look at it. What is it made of? What does it do? You know, what I mean, you know, think about all the details around all of the, you know, um, everything that makes it, everything that, where is it from? How much was it sold for? Why was it sold? I mean, it's all these details, and the word is just to reflect its um, uh, its solid being in our waking reality. So anyway, I'll stop there. Thanks.